Okay, we're moving fast. We're getting fast too. But we just need to be a little bit faster if that's possible. I don't know. Which one I want to start on here? Let's start with let's get a little confusing. How about Banjo-Kazooie, okay? So, Banjo-Kazooie 1, specifically, Banjo-Tooie does have, though, things, I guess, to make you feel stupid to remind you about it. But, okay, so, I mean, it's not too much of a pain, but it's kind of a pain to get all the jigsaw pieces in the original Banjo-Kazooie. And then when you face Gruntilda the Witch, we got, like, the mysterious question mark near her tower, like the question marks. And the question marks, now we're finally getting to Enemy Zero. Hooray! Enemy Zero is still going to be with Shadow of Colossus, of course, because it's the Shadow of Colossus thing. But, like, Enemy Zero, we have to have a better breakdown of it. And now we're getting into breakdowns of it. But, Banjo-Kazooie is basically with this question mark. It keeps doing this question mark thing, and Banjo-Kazooie is really good at doing it. Because Gruntilda is the final boss. You got the Ginjonator. It's a very hard boss because when you get the Ginjonator out, you got to do all this stuff, and it's a grindy boss. So the question mark is put there. Okay. Question mark signs put, I think, like in Tooie, but not sure on that. But I do know at the tower there's the question mark, the mystery Grunty's tower, and out of bounds there's some crazy things. So Banjo-Kazooie, just a very, very, very good game. Banjo-Kazooie doesn't get as much attention as other games, but yeah, Banjo-Kazooie is very, very good. I always check out Banjo-Kazooie because it's Banjo-Tooie, people were critical on Banjo-Tooie. Banjo-Tooie is just good too. But they're both like they also have scary stuff again, and from the many viewership of like the original VHS promo tape of Banjo-Kazooie, the advertisement that went into it, that kind of is another reason where they're like because the VHS tape and the promo and the beta content of Banjo-Kazooie just makes it really scary, and for many people, those are the people that care about the Banjo-Kazooie. But like, Banjo-Kazooie is it's a collection game. So since it's like a collection game where you're collecting stuff, it throws off, but it's actually really fun. Collections, it does collection very good, and it just executes that pretty good. And that's why I also believe Nintendo has a license on it, because they're doing other stuff with it. Just because they put a license on a game doesn't mean necessarily they're like making Banjo 3 or anything. It just means that they're like, making other titles and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, so we start with Banjo-Kazooie because it's confusing. The viewership should be just as much as Shadow of Colossus, Mario, and Zelda and all that. But it just falls a little short. And even like Ukulele, I love Ukulele, and I put Ukulele on here too because Ukulele has a joke, and so does Mario Sunshine. They both have a joke. It's a very good joke. It's a very, first of all, Mario Sunshine was the curiosity about the book. Okay, I didn't even like the book because the book was never like, okay, so the book is something, but it's like I didn't like the book because the final boss in Mario Sunshine has a lot better detail. It has something hiding in the Mario Sunshine final boss. And my one friend was asking me about that too, because like when you're battling, he's like, do you see anything like mysterious about this? And it was there's actually like a mysterious part to fighting. And I even saw a new updated thing of that's mysterious. So okay. Now, this picture has spoilers too. Surprisingly, it does have some spoilers. But I had to like work on finding this exact thing of what this is. Okay, so we got a common thing in video games. Thank gosh I've played what's that game called Dagger Rick and Pa or whatever. But like this is like not even just video games. This is like new age stuff, like soda, Coca-Cola, but specifically Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola cans. And what's the other Coca-Cola thing? You can, Coca-Cola is 2 liters. Now, if you played Danganronpa 2, it's pretty creepy with the Coca-Cola thing, but with the store. But then in Enemy Zero, they do it different. They use the cans, okay? So, but the 2 liters are funny. The 2 liters are funny in Danganronpa because it's just showing you how creepy it is. Coca-Cola cans, though, on the table. And when you do open a Coca-Cola can, it is kind of like the residue or the drink does sit at the top of the can, so it is like a blood kind of thing. And okay, so now we're getting into this rated M stuff because there is a lot of rated M stuff. I've not gotten to the other 2 videos, right? Those are really hard to get to, but like Shadow of Colossus, though, like, how can you not say that there's not even, like, rated M content, especially when you're just, stabbing, right? When you're going for, like, the stab and then the pouring out stuff. Okay, so this one I saw that was kind of funny, bloody shoes, because she steps in the blood. She's just trying to figure out what the heck's going on in the game. You're trying to, like, in Enemy Zero, you're trying to figure out what's going on. Bloody Shoes, I even remember a long time ago. Because Bloody Shoes was like, oh my gosh, that was an odd one. That was a cool, odd brain one. Like the idea of you take your shoe and you step on something and you got somebody else's evidence on your shoe. So there's that. And Bloody Shoe was that was a very good thing about Enemy Zero. That's why Enemy Zero is like never forgotten. Is because rather than like just showing you typical scary of like a dead body and all that, it shows like how as you know, the past stuff that we've talked about in this Shadow of Colossus Secret is like we've talked about the idea of fusing, right? So fusing, and we've talked about the idea of like, because like, and we haven't even gotten to the point how we don't even know if that's really a horse, what kind of scary horse that is, but we do know that a horse has blood just like a human has blood. So Wander has blood and a horse has blood, okay? This right here is even better than the last video, because even though the last video had a huge spoiler, the last 2 videos had huge spoilers, this one's kind of like talking about the meshing and the fusing and all that. I've had to do a lot of breakdowns of Enemy Zero before I would even talk about this, because I had to. Oh, and then we get like, where is it at? It's Laura's door being like a repetitive evil thing. Because Laura, the L in Laura, I've shown in the past videos how you capitalize L, and then like L has like 2 L's, and then it has like an L, and it makes the shape. And we've been talking about the point. Last video we were talking about like point, like how the head animation is gonna have a point, kind of like the inside door for Mario 64. Now we're just gonna say it flat out too. Mario 64 is king. No matter what you do, Mario 64 is king. It's just king. Mario 64 does find a way to just do a ton of things, just another thing, and then another thing. So basically, it's almost like Mario 64 was like finished at 1994 for, like it was like 1994, 92. It seems like it was finished really early. Like Mario 64 was just early made, and okay, like so why Mario 64 is king is because oh my gosh, the spot of this. Where's the spot at? It's oh yeah. Shock value. Okay, so screw shocking you. You know, like giving you shock value, excitement, like just shock value. We could just write the word shock value next to the 12 gate because there's a gate in enemy zero. It's a gate. So where there's like 12 now I kind of understand the 12, but not really because I'm more on this 0, 2, and 20 thing. But I do understand the 12 a little bit. So the 12 gate. Okay, so shock value, of course, we know is really simple. Mario 64 has enemies that shock you. Okay, and but this is where it gets scary and complex. Okay, so enemy zero's it has the shock value. It says this is shock value, like it has that on the gate, and it has caution. And I remember I was like, okay, so how am I gonna do this one? Okay, because there's like an elevator, there's a pole, and all that. Um, but this is like very, very, very creepy one because like the big Shadow of Colossus secret that I've told you about. Okay, so the whole game is like a Soul Hackers, like Soul Hackers on the 3DS, like was kind of like showing off like how like it's like a 3D layout, okay, like a 3D layout map. But for the most part, Soul Hackers was just like you were wandering in the maze, right? But Enemy Zero is like going beneath a maze. Okay, so in a maze you have what, like three directions, enough directions to turn into a circle around a cube. Okay, but then in the cutscene it's showing how you would go to the bottom. Okay, so she's going to the bottom to go to an elevator and all that. But at the bottom, so think about it. A cube is in your face. Okay, so a cube's in your face, and you're going at the bottom. But of course, when you go to the bottom, when you make the motion of going to the bottom of something, you're going to be bending to get underneath the cube, right? Because you don't want to. Of course, you don't want your head to hit the cube. Okay, right? You don't want your head to hit the big cube of metal. But like, so you going down there, but let's just say this too. You're not probably going to hit the roof of the ceiling, but you're going to be trapped regardless. Because when you're going down a square, you're going to sit, and then you're going to have your head near the ceiling. So what does that relate to? The big Shadow of Colossus secret is really simple. Is the fusing of the head, because like I told you, Wanderer is sitting. He's sitting in air. And the fusing of the head is like a big metal block. So he's like trapped. He's trapped completely. His body is trapped completely. I don't know what's trapping his body. I don't know what that is yet. But so he's trapped. He can't move his body. He is shocked. He's basically paralyzed. But his head is going to fuse with the horse because the horse is going to be the spider thing. But so she is just peacefully doing it. She's exploring, and so she's peacefully exploring. She's being a troll. Not her necessarily her being a troll, but the whole map is a troll. The whole area that she's at, because she's stepping down below, and that's creating her to have like the sit motion. And that's also foreshadowing, right? So it's also her just sitting, bending in the neck too, because bending in the neck is actually important too. So we have the bending of the neck, and that's why it says caution. Caution is normally the word for like slowing down, and that. So caution. Rather than her moving fast, because there is probably there's definitely the fast way to do it, because the fast way, but she takes also kind of like a hook, which we already know what the hook's about, because the L is the space, okay, so the hook is just to have the L into your head, okay, so her hooking her head to around, kind of like hooking the head around. That's to show you like a different view, and the game does that for details also. Um, but her hooking the head, because she could hook it right or she could hook it left. It doesn't matter which direction she's hooking it in. She's still gonna have the L somewhere. Okay, so it doesn't matter if she goes right. It doesn't matter if she goes left. It's still gonna be there. Okay. Then you got where is it? 1, 2, 3, out. Okay, so there's the in and out door. This is a new thing I've just discovered, but it's like, okay, so the simple way of it is like, okay, so at the beginning we have TVs, right? We have video phones, video phones, TVs. So we have TM even in the logo of the copyright labeling kind of thing. But TM's also in Pokemon, so we can also fan art this and just use Pokemon because Pokemon has TMs. So TM, TV, in, and 2. Now two was probably the hardest one because it was just like, it wasn't too hard, but it was like enemy 0. Enemy 0's symbol up here has the T and the O, so it's 2. And you can also take OT backwards, which we know what that is. That's overtime. So we have many things going on with that. But okay, so why 4 of them, right? Okay, now I might find another one in there, but why is there 4 of them? Like I've seen so far. So 4 is to make a cube. Okay, now I have not gotten it into this one, but this is because this one I wanted more and more evidence. But okay, so if you're playing the first Star Fox on Super Nintendo and you're flying through Corneria is like the first level area thing. You're flying through there, and then you get to like a cube, and this cube is like oddly shaped, and it's like it's a cube with like on the top of it having like the 4 things. Because you have to remember when you're talking about Shadow of Colossus and you talk about Enemy 0, these are the guys that worked on Star Fox, Mario 64, and Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, so the cube has like a 4 top. So on the top it has 4 different things, like 4 different things, like. And the reason that is because what would you do with something like that? We have a common thing in our world, Legos, right? So Legos, you could take a piece of a Lego and stack it on another Lego and then do that. Just like you can take a horse and stack it on Wanderer's head. You know what I'm saying? You can take a horse and stack it on Wanderer's head because the horse has 4 legs. It has the 4 limbs to do that. So now we get so that's like the basic explanation of it. Because when you're constantly using 2, because we've always been on 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we've been on, for majority of this video series, we've been on 1, 2, 3, but there's also 1, 2. So 1, 2, and just 1, 2 getting to like a 4. Okay, and then you add 4 plus 4, 8, right? So and 8's another thing because 8. As complex as 8 is, 8 is still has like a 3 kind of thing to it, because if you take the number 8 and you were to split off, you can still have it as like a 3. So there's a lot. It's a lot of brain power. Okay, that's a lot of brain power, but we kind of like make it easy too. So like we have right here the stick man, because he has his own door in Mario 64. In Mario 64, he has his own door thing. But there's an Enemy 0, it's a tunnel. Like the tunnel, by drawing a stick person, you have the animation of making a whole tunnel. So they can draw a stick person. They don't have to draw the body part, but they can draw the stick part on the outers of the cube. And then you can make a whole like map design. And that's doing it over and over again. It's cool to look at too, because it's like you're going in. And yes, we also get the hints of the worm, like what the whole thing behind the worm, because we're going through a cube and we're going through a tunnel. Okay, so we're going through a tunnel and a cube, but we get the stick person being how, because when we look at the worm, the original picture to the worm in the concept art book, like the original picture is it's to make you feel like it's a tunnel. It's to make you feel like Wanderer can go inside the worm. And I believe there is an article. I'm not 100% on the article, but the article telling how the mechanic, how you would go inside the worm. But that's fishing in the pond too much, you know. But like we do have the idea of going through a tunnel, right? Okay, so we're going through a tunnel, and the tunnel's not like perfectly squared. It's changing because of the top details, so it's kind of cool. It's like rather than it just being a square, it's like it's having some ovals. Okay, um, we're talking about a lot of important stuff, so there's just a lot of stuff. Okay, so now 0, 2, 3, 6. Okay, we already got our 3. Okay, we got our 2, right? We got 1 gone because it was 0, and that's an obvious thing. So we still have 1, 2, 3. It's making us think, where's the 1, you know? But the complex thing about it is this is where 0, 2 and 2, 0. I've studied 0, 2 and 2, 0. I need to get more evidence behind 0, 2 and 20. I need to get more evidence on that. Because I want to have it like to where it's like redundant, like it's like repetitive, and it's, you know, I want repetition of that. So, okay, so 0, 2, okay, 3, 6. But here we go. We got, okay, I'm trying to see where it's at. It's like 0, 2, 3, 6. Oh, yeah. So 6 just goes back to the GE, and this is how we're getting to Pokemon Green. This one's a really weird one. This is how we just keep getting back to Pocket Monsters Green, Pokemon Green. But you know, Pocket Monsters was advertised a lot with another anime, and even, yes, with Lion King. There was a thing where you would watch the movie Lion King by Disney, and they would have like they would show you these other cartoons coming out. They would show you this anime of a white lion, and then they'd show you another anime, the other animated series being Pokemon and all that. So there was that, and then they had the Pokemon commercial for Pokemon Green and Pokemon Blue. Okay, Game Boy is gonna be once we've broke down more Game Boy games for that. So because Game Boy games being advertised with TV shows. Okay. Handle's important. We'll talk about handle real quick because yes, we're talking more about doors. Okay, doors are just too important. They really are. Like, because Laura's door opens up a door that's very scary because it's the scary door of the fusing head thing with Wanderer. So that door it's showing you 2 angles on the door. The details detail of the door. It's showing you the 2 heads, how you can flip, how you can take this head, you can flip the sides. That way the creature, you know, it's crazy that this big secret in Shadow of Colossus is 2 really favorite Colossuses. These are 2 really top ranked Colossuses. Spider's really ranked, and you know the standing Colossus, the small standing Colossus. You know this one. Those 2, it's crazy because you would think out of all the Colossuses that would be, if any were left or anything was left secret that was left in the game, you wouldn't think those 2 would be left in. You definitely wouldn't think the spider would be because how tall it is, how the bridge is tall. You definitely would not think the other one would be in either, just because, you know, because people have looked at like water dam levels. They've looked at the water dam level thing that they think is in there, but I can't 100% confirm that until I 100% confirm the water dam level. That's the important thing, because I'm playing the game straightforward. I'm playing PlayStation 2 version. I'm not playing no PC version, none of that. Just playing it the way it's supposed to be played. Okay, so but like they can things easily, and you know the OPM disc is very iffy because the OPM disc is where they can just take anything they cut, any cut content, and they can load it to that. So you gotta remember OPM is essentially a demo disc. Okay, so now we get what is this, duck? I don't know. Duck spaces. There's a lot of stuff we're cramming in. Duck space. Let's see. Uh, but the handle, we'll stick to the handle. Okay, so the handle, the way that she opens the handle, gosh dang it, the way she opens the handle gives like a point. So we have the animations point head through the handle. Okay, so it like points out. There's also little things that flip. I don't know what the little things that flip are about. The flipping stuff, not really a good conclusion on it. I mean, in Ica we have a flipping windmill kind of crap. Uh, we have wind. I say crap because it's really too complex. We have a windmill, a churning windmill. But so the handle, like it comes out like science. It's all sci-fi too, because when you're going down that creepy elevator, that I told you how creepy it is. With the shock value in that, it's all like sci-fi. It's all sci-fi inventions that humans make that look out of place. They're oddities. And there is an oddity. There's an old commercial mask to like help your face. There's that oddity that you could buy at a commercial. And that was the first time they were doing like, I guess, skincare for the face or something. And you can look that up, But let me see where it is. Okay, so ukulele is just it's very explained of all the books you collect in that and the pages. But there's where is it? Because I can't believe Kimberly's code, how crazy Kimberly's code was. Where is it? Database is a good one. Okay, so database is like on the screen. We get the data space. It's just showing the head again, but it's showing how the point of the head is and everything. But it's funny because the cube, it can change for just a minute and then it splits in half to these two things. So we're trying to figure out what this is because the cube's splitting into like the two pages, like the pages of a book or something. So there's that. But like we have, where is this at? Distraction door was just part of like the creepy door we were talking about. The creepy door that's at, where's that at? Okay, so yeah, we'll talk about Vex though real quick. Vex is like these four things that I already talked to you about. So Vex is very detailed. Vex network. So video phone is a funny one because what do we have? We have Zelda Tears of Kingdom talking about phones. We have phone pictures, taking pictures. Everybody be like, oh no, it's supposed to be in Tears of Kingdom. It's supposed to be modeled after a Nintendo Switch, but that's like you're stupid, That's kind of like it's Zelda loves to make fun of us, dude. Zelda is really good at making fun of us. They really like doing crazy things like that. So she's like. So Zelda's like, Zonai, look, Link, we have a technology that we can take pictures with and all that. So yeah, that game just so funny with that Zonai thing. That's been one of the that's scary, funny, scary, scary, funny. Coca-Cola though, you spell it upside down, and you see the crazy face we're getting from Coca-Cola being spelled upside down. But okay, so video phone is we have the P in, which I've already told you how you can do so many things with the P. We even have H. H is okay. So H here is really weird because we know that the door in Ocarina of Time, and like we know the bending door. Okay, so we have the moving bending door in H. So you're wondering what's with the bend being here in Enemy Zero. They have a detailed bend next to the door, and they have it repetitively. So they have the bend door, but it's not going to bend and hit you in Enemy Zero. But they have it bent that way. You can do the H, so you can have an H because we have PH, PH and phone. Now PH is also like all kinds of chemicals and stuff. We got okay, so video phone, just your head looking at another screen goes back to the creepy elevator thing. We're gonna try and jam this quick too. There's a cube that I put here with like these little squares up above. If you take a cube, you draw a cube, and you put a little square. It doesn't matter what side you put it on the top. If you do that, then we can get back to the fusion head. Do you get what I'm saying? Like we can, because like we'll take a big cube that's out, and then the lines will connect to make another line. So we're making that head all over again. Ceiling lights, yes, ceiling lights are important too, because there's okay, so beginning of the game, we have the demo box, not demo box, the glitch box, the glitch boxes that we want to find in Shadow Colossus. At the beginning of Enemy Zero on the ceiling with the lights, they're showing it, and then we have the 1, 2, 3 once again going again. 1, 2, 3 will always keep going. Door will keep going. Yes, those two, the two crazy eye thing that looks, just like the eye attachments to the mask of the head of the Colossus, the secret, just the attachments. This is an Enemy Zero as a door. And also we paid attention to these shapes because what these shapes are doing is it's taking not only just the 4 angles, but it's taking the L to show the L mirrored. So like showing the L from 2 different sides, just like a mirror. So they're taking like the L and then switching the L to the other side. Also probably to confuse, but also just basically it's just showing you how an L works, how the L works. Okay, so where is it? Okay, we already got it that says gate, so that's pretty creepy already too. We got the gate. Gate's pretty messed up. So where's because we know with music and specifically music, but also TV shows. There's TV shows too. AKI out. We just started on this because these are both in the Enemy Zero game. So OUT, AKI, we got that. We're going to see if there's any more 3 thing like that. Where is it? Okay, so red, blue, green, Pokemon, once again, Pokemon, red, blue, green. But there's blue lights. The blue lights are scary. Because the blue lights are specifically like, hey, this is where your head should go, like in Enemy Zero, when you see the blue lights and you're basically walking and your head's like right there where the blue lights are. The blue lights are ovaled, like at the head, and they're like that Lego thing I was talking to you about. They're like the Lego thing, and they're also like the fusion of it. So the blue lights are very, very scary. The green lights are to the side, which could be also scary because the green lights being to the side is, just your body trapment, just the trapment of your body. So your body's like paralyzed and not moving. And then the red, I haven't really jumped to a conclusion on the red lights, but the red lights are like towards the ending of the game, of course, towards the ending of Enemy Zero. So there's that. Where's the... Yeah, Mario 64 is just going to win all the time. Inside Lorador is where we get to see the creepy, this distraction, creepy door. Now, distraction door also does have line pixels like Masingo. It does. There's a distraction door. There's another distraction door that has white lines like Masingo, but it also has these sharp point. It also has the sharp points, like it has it like roughly drawn. So it has the sharp points that I'm talking about, like the sharp points in the head of the animation. So it has that, and that's another just like how showing like, oh, it's not drawn or not done good, but like that's the point. They're not trying to. They're trying to make it like a glitch almost, So funny one, funny, and it's not funny. It's scary. It's not funny. What the heck? Buttons. So you're doing these buttons.